story time again. The book this time is Not Your Typical Dragon by Dan Burrell and illustrated by Tim Bowers. Not Your Typical Dragon. Crispin Blaze was born into a proud family of fire-breathing dragons. Every blaze breathes fire, explained his father. I breathe fire, your mother breathes fire. Tomorrow when you turn 7, you will breathe fire too. The little dragon imagined all the forests he would burn down. He dreamed of all the castles he would destroy. He also considered boiling water to make tea, but he didn't tell his father that. The next day, Crispin sat among family and friends as a big cake was brought to the table. Who will light the birthday candles? His mother asked. I will, declared Crispin. He could feel a tingling in his tummy inside, but when he opened his mouth, fire did not come out. Whipped cream came out. Crispin, shouted his father, dragons breathe fire. What will the neighbors think, worried his mother. I love whipped cream, said his sister. The little dragon was whisked off to the doctor the very next day. Please fix my son, demanded Crispin's father. What seems to be the problem, said the doctor. Crispin opened his mouth, breathed, but fire did not come out. Band-aids came out. I see, said the doctor gravely. Dragons should breathe fire, said Crispin's father. We were low on Band-aids, said the nurse. Well, the doctor sent Crispin home with medicine. He swallowed 2 teaspoons before going to school. It will help you become a real dragon, said his father with a wink. And after school, Crispin joined his father's first fire-breathing practice. One by one, the little dragons aimed their fiery breath at stacks of logs until they burst into flames. Crispin stepped up confidently. He could feel the medicine bubbling in his belly. But when he opened his mouth, fire did not come out. Marshmallows came out. Dragons breathe fire, said the coach. Isn't that right, class? The dragons didn't answer. They were too busy looking for pointy little sticks for marshmallow roasting. I guess I'm not a real dragon, thought Crispin. He worried that his family would be disappointed, so he ran away from home. Well, the world can be a scary place for a little dragon who can't breathe fire. Crispin found a dark cave. I'll be a fearless dragon all by myself. I won't bother anyone, and no one will bother me. An hour later, he had a visitor. I'm Sir George, squeaked a thin little shiny knight. Show yourself, dragon. Crispin shuffled out of the cave. The thin, shiny knight held up a thin, shiny sword. Do your worst, dragon. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Soap bubbles came out. Don't you breathe fire, dragon? Crispin shook his head. I can't. Sir George moaned. But my father insisted I must fight a fire-breathing dragon. I can't. It even says here, right here in the book, that your typical dragon breathes fire. Well, I am not your typical dragon, said Crispin. Sir George sighed. Well, I can't go home. Me neither, said Crispin. But then he had an idea. Maybe your book can tell us what to do. Of course, said Sir George, and he searched through the pages. It says it's probably just your diet. So Sir George fed Crispin spicy curry scorched chili and blistering salsa, and Crispin opened his mouth, but fire still didn't come out. Red party streamers came out. At least they're the right color, said Sir George, trying to be kind. But Sir George searched through the book again. Aha, it says it's probably your attitude. Sir George showed Crispin how to look mean and angry enough to breathe fire. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire didn't come out. Soft little cuddly teddy bears came out. Said Sir George. We may have taken a step backwards. It's no use, said Crispin. I'm just not your typical dragon. But Sir George was not ready to give up. Aha, the book says that you're too stressed. Sir George made Crispin close his eyes while he described a quiet, relaxing day at the ocean. Do you feel calm? Now Now imagine 100 shiny knights attacking you. Crispin opened his mouth, but fire did not come out. Beach balls came out. Well, that's just plain weird. Secretly, Sir George was glad that Crispin couldn't breathe fire. He kind of liked the little dragon, and he didn't want to fight him. Crispin liked the shiny knight, too, but he missed his parents. Sir George, it's getting dark, and I want to go back home. The shiny knight patted him on the back. Don't worry, little dragon. I'll take you. So Crispin's parents were relieved when he arrived home safely. Sir George was about to say goodbye when they heard a shout. There you are, boy! Why on earth are you playing with a fire-breathing dragon? He's my friend, Father, whispered Sir George. And besides, he doesn't breathe fire. A fire-breathing dragon that doesn't breathe fire? That's the silliest thing I've ever heard, he laughed. Crispin's father stormed out of the house. My son is not silly. He may not breathe fire, but I certainly do. Crispin's father let out a powerful spray of flames. Do your worst, dragon, declared the man. But then the flames scorched the lawn. That's enough, honey, said Crispin's mother. The flames singed the fence. You've made your point, dear. Now stop showing off, she scolded. Then the flames ignited the roof. Crispin's father panted, I can't turn off the fire. I can't stop breathing. Fire. You'll burn down our house, said the mother. You'll burn down the whole neighborhood. Dragons came out, running from all directions. They knew how to start fires, but nobody knew how to stop them. Crispin suddenly felt a little tingling in his tummy. He felt a bubbling inside his belly. He opened his mouth, but fire didn't come out. A gush of water did. Crispin aimed the water at his father's flames. He saved his home. He even saved the shiny man, who wasn't looking so shiny anymore. Hooray for Crispin, everyone shouted. On Crispin's next birthday, there was a big party. Family and friends came from all over the land. Sir George and his family came too. Lots of dragons were dancing. Crispin stood with his mouth wide open. Fire still did not come out. Music came out instead. Your son, said the old uncle to Crispin's father, he's not your typical dragon, is he? No, replied Crispin's father proudly. My son is something special. And then he jumped up and danced to Crispin's music, too. Yeah. Well, he's not your typical dragon, and this is not your typical year of schooling. But we sure do have fun with our books. We'll have more books later.